Well, good morning on this Friday. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green with a look at some fun things I want to highlight for the weekend, specifically for sky watchers. The next few days and leading into next week, we've got the opportunity to see a rare combination of things happening in our neighborhood of the cosmos here. So it's going to be really cool to see if the weather will cooperate. So let's get into it. I'm calling this weekend Sky Watchers or Stargazers Delight, rather. And this is going to be, again, leading into when some of these events are going to be peaking into the start of next week. So what's going on? Well, we've got two comets that are recently discovered that are going to be more visible as we head into the weekend, and especially on the 20th and 21st. Each comet is going to become the best visibility on them on those 2 days. That's Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll still get to see them from that point on, but those are the best days, according to astronomers, when the comets will be brightest, when they'll be more visible on the horizon. So we want to talk about this leading up to it, especially because the weather may or may not cooperate on those days. Maybe this weekend is a good time for you to try to check them out, especially because weekend we're a little more free to be out and about after sunset and check on the skies here. So let's talk about these two visible comets. I'm going to take this graphic full screen. This is a graphic of a picture from our last comet that we saw, and rather, actually, I don't know if this was our last comet. Our last comet that we saw was the one that was back in 2024. I have a hard time pronouncing this, so bear with me. The Chuchinshan Atlas comet that occurred during that time. This might have been a previous one. I'm sorry, I don't have that information for you, but again, a recent comet that we've seen here in the valley that a viewer actually submitted that photo to us, and you can see it right here where that comet is. There's the coma of the comet, and then the tail here. That is trailing from it. One interesting thing is about comets is the tail will always point away from the sun because it's that solar wind that's blowing that rock and ice back from the comet. So just a little interesting factoid there. So let's take a look at what we're talking about here as far as what we can expect with these comets over the course of the coming days. So they'll be closest to Earth. In fact, some of them have been, one of them has already been closer to Earth in its orbit, but it's still close. And they'll be closest to Earth now through October, and then they'll start to move away. Looking at best viewing happening on, again, October 20th and 21st. And the two comets in question are the Comet Lemon. Great names of these as well. This is one that's going to be appearing north-northwest near the horizon after sunset, and Comet Swan, which will also appear after sunset near the horizon out of the southwest, more likely, or south-southwest. So kind of on opposite ends of the evening sky. And yes, it is after sunset. You're going to want to go out and try to take in these comets, the views. About 90 minutes is the estimation when that will be more likely to be viewed by the naked eye. And the recommendation is to use binoculars or a backyard telescope that you may have to spot them. And this weekend, tonight and the next couple of nights, they may not quite be to the point where you can see them with your naked eye without the help of amplification like the binoculars. But still, it's going to get better and better, and you may need to use them, and that could be helpful for you in the coming days. The other thing is visibility. This is something we're going to be discussing here. We're looking at good visibility, looking at poor visibility. Well, at least we've got the opportunity of several days where we can try to take that in. So we're kind of in the middle of the road here. Some days are going to be better than others, and we're going to try to break that down for you again. Just a little more information about Comet Lemon. That's going to be the brighter of the two right now, though from what I understand from astronomers, that comets aren't necessarily steady entities. They could have a burst of light as well, so they could get brighter very quickly. But obviously, we want to get away from city lights. We want a dark sky, and we want to be able to see these on the western horizon. So you want to put city lights to your east or behind you to have the best view of that. Interesting thing, again, these are more recently discovered. The Comet Lemon was discovered in January 3rd, 2025. And I believe Comet Swan, yes, was discovered just more recently, September 11th, 2025. So that was just a little over a month ago that comet was spotted. So that one has been a bit of a surprise for astronomers. And both of them will be visible this weekend again. Just keep in mind that you may need some help from some binoculars here. So that's what we're looking out for next several days. Let's take a look at what we can expect to see as far as sky cover. So this map here, our sky viewing conditions map, this is basically looking at whether we've got good or bad conditions, whether we're dealing with cloud cover or something like fog obscuring our view here for the view of these comets. And again, it's going to be more around sunset. Sunset's around 6:30 or a little after 6:30 right now, and the recommendation is about 90 minutes after sunset. So around 8 o'clock is when that would be good timing, and when they become more visible, and then eventually they do sink below the horizon as well. But we are looking at tonight the potential for some poor viewing conditions, and you'll understand this when we go over the forecast, or if you've been watching for today. We've been talking about more clouds in the north. That's where we're seeing a few more showers here today, and that could still be going on there. So red means poor viewing conditions, green means good, and Southern Valley you might be able to take it in. But again, the closer we get to Monday and Tuesday, the brighter the comets are expected to appear. So let's move ahead. This is Saturday morning. We'll see a chance for some rain showers in the morning hours on Saturday. That clears on, and look at this, Saturday night, this is 9 p.m. where I paused the clock, so a little bit later than the 8 o'clock hour, but still around that time, and we've got some green, so Saturday night may be some good viewing. And then once we get into the overnight hours, we're still looking clear heading into Sunday morning. Unfortunately, right now, we may see some clouds moving in Sunday night ahead of our next system that could obscure our viewing heading into next week. And when we are expecting the peak of the meteor shower, the comets. I also meant to mention that we're also going to see a meteor shower peak at just the exact same time heading into the start of next week. It's the Orionid meteor shower going on at the same time. So meteors, comets going on here, and just getting to see those stars on those clear nights, just making for some really great stargazing if we can get it. Again, looking like Sunday night might not be the night for it in the evening hours. Now moving ahead, I'm going to zip ahead to Monday. Monday night, again with this system moving in, may not be our best night on the 20th. However, moving on into Tuesday on the 21st, we have the potential of having better viewing going on into the 21st for taking in those comets here. So right now it looks like Saturday night and Tuesday night. Things could change, and even tonight in the Southern Valley potentially. Keep an eye on the cloud cover, keep an eye on our forecast, and we'll continue to keep you updated on how things are looking in regards to whether we'll be able to see those comets in the evening sky. So yeah, a reminder about that. We are looking at the potential of seeing 2 comets at the same time, and then on top of that, the possibility of seeing some shooting stars, a meteor shower happening leading up to the end of the weekend and into the start of next week is when the viewing would be best if we have clear skies. So I'm just pulling up our Facebook page. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask here on our Facebook page, and we'll continue to make sure that we keep you up to date. So feel free to ask those questions, and during that time I'm going to go over the forecast, and then I'll go back and check and see if you have any more questions for me. So right now, Southern Valley's got a nice morning here going on. We've got this beautiful blue sky, a few clouds drifting through. Northern Valley is different. We are looking at, in the Northern Valley, the possibility for some showers continuing into the day. Our temperatures are not bad. They're mild. We're in the upper 40s to upper 50s. It's 55 in Fargo. It is 52 in Grand Forks. And then looking at our wind speed, here's the issue that we've got going on. We're dealing with wind, and that is going to be our overall annoying thing happening here today, our nuisance kind of weather going on as the day continues on. So that will be something to keep in mind for your plans to be outdoors for today. We're looking at gusts getting into the 30s. We've got a gust of 33 in Jamestown, 31 in Devil's Lake, 30 in Detroit Lakes and Thief River Falls, a gust of 31. Wind out of the south or southwest and steady speeds into the 20s. So a breezy one going on here today for your Friday. And here's why. We've got this area of low pressure that continues to make its way to the northeast. This morning when we were tracking it, it was over by the Minot area. So it's moving northeastward, and so it's going to eventually lift the rain chances out with it. But there is still that chance for seeing some showers. We've been seeing them this morning along the international border, and it's stirring up the wind too as it's moving through. Again, Southern Valley, you can see that we're looking at more clear skies, more sunshine going on in the south as opposed to what we're experiencing in the north. So again, be prepared for a shower or two this afternoon. This is one of my favorite graphics. We do this graphic for, on trash days. We often see on windy days those trash cans rolling down the road. But what about your Halloween decorations? We've got this little guy here. He is a ghost with a thing of candy corn, a cauldron of candy corn. And if you do have some, those lightweight Halloween decorations, might want to make sure that they are secured because they could get blown, tipped over nearby into your neighbor's yard here today because of these gusts that are going to continue midday and into the afternoon into that 30+ mile per hour range. We could see a 40 mile per hour gust in some places. So something to keep in mind. And then it starts to come down as we head into tonight. So windy weather, again, as we make our way through the day. And so if you're heading out to, I know a lot of students are off school. We have the fall break going on. So if you're heading out to do some fall events, going out to the pumpkin patch, that sort of thing, just keep in mind this afternoon, we're looking at temperatures that are going to be 50s to some 60s. 59 is kind of right in the middle of the road for high temperatures today. And we'll be watching for that shower up north, the sunny in the south, and still on the windy side again, so make sure you're ready for that. Field conditions might be some patchy mud in some of those pumpkin patches just because we've had rain recently going on. In fact, Northern Valley is still seeing a few sprinkles right now. So looking at our afternoon planner, again, 50s to the north, low to upper 50s north, Southern Valley, low to mid 60s in the south. Everybody's putting up with the wind here for today with this system. So let's move through our hour-by-hour planner. We're going to be watching for those clouds and the showers to continue to work their way eastward over time, and eventually they will start moving off to the east heading into this evening. Here's 8 p.m. Again, this is about 90 minutes after sunset. You can see there's some pockets of clearing, so you may be able to see that northern or southwestern horizon to see one of the comets. But again, make sure you have your binoculars because it may still need some help from some binoculars to spot. And then overnight tonight, we will be on the quieter side as far as precip is concerned, but I am watching for a quick wave moving through for Saturday. This particular model, a little bit more aggressive on the precipitation associated with it. Our other model that we like to use is not as aggressive, but I want to show you that kind of top range of possibilities so you're prepared for that possibility here. By 8 a.m. we could see some of this moving through the Southern Valley. I don't think it'll last very long, but quick shot of some showers possible on Saturday. Let's widen out the view. This is same time frame, different model. This is the model that is showing a little bit less rain, but still the potential for an isolated shower. And let's get you through the weekend here. So that's going to move off to the east. This is noon on Saturday. You can see some clearing skies developing heading into Saturday about 5 p.m. and more clearing going on in general throughout the evening hours. So Saturday could be good comet and meteor shower viewing. Again, this is peaking Monday and Tuesday, but like meteor showers we've talked about in the past, it doesn't all just happen at once and suddenly it's done. There's a lead up, a ramp up to the peak part of the event, and then a ramp down. So there are days ahead and after where we still have that potential of seeing it. It's just not going to be as many meteors per hour. And in the case of the comets, they're not going to be as bright as they're expected to be on Monday and Tuesday. So this is 10 p.m. And then moving on into the overnight hours, you can see good stargazing into the overnight hours. A reminder, eventually the comets will drop below the horizon during the evening on Saturday night and every night here in the future. And then Sunday night, here's that cloud cover I was showing you, how viewing conditions are going to be more poor on Sunday as this next system moves in for Monday and Tuesday. So something to keep in mind for Sunday. Looking at your weekend numbers, 50s to around 60 degrees. This is not bad at all. Average highs right now are more into the mid mid to some upper 50s too. And so we're right in that range for tomorrow. It's going to be on the windy side to breezy on Saturday, and similar on Sunday. We'll be watching out for some winds to kick in, especially in the west. Devils Lake and Jamestown, you can see that there, a little bit more wind starting to kick in those locations. But overall, once that chance for rain moves on Saturday, we're looking at some drier weather coming up for Saturday afternoon and night, and then heading into Sunday as well. But I did mention that next system moving in for Monday and into Tuesday, we've got that chance for some rain. We'll have some windier weather with it too. I'm hoping it'll clear out on Tuesday in time for the sky to clear for us to take in again the comets. But further into the week, the comets aren't going away right away. They'll eventually start to get fainter. But the peak is again on Monday and Tuesday. Just want to stress that so you don't think you just have this one shot and then that's it. Now moving into next week, you can see temperatures 50s to some even low 60s by the time we get to Saturday. And our forecast goes out to the 27th. So not quite, we don't quite have Halloween in our sights just yet. But so far, smooth sailing, fingers crossed, knock on some wood here, we'll knock on our table, that we can keep that, just more comfortable, classic fall weather going into trick-or-treat time, and we're not dealing with any troubled weather. But we'll let you know about it if we see that coming your way here heading into Halloween. Meanwhile, the second half of October, so far so good. We just got to watch out for some windier days and some chances for rain coming up for Saturday morning and again Monday and into Tuesday of next week. So happy sky viewing. I nerd out about this stuff if you can't tell, so I'm really excited to try to see this this weekend and perhaps again next week as well. It's nice that it's happening after sunset, so it's not too late in the night where we get to see the comets. And it's just, I think, really cool that we might be able to see in one night, one direction, be able to see a comet, and then in the other direction see one too. That's pretty rare. So again, enjoy your weekend. Have a great fall weekend. And if you need to keep an eye on the weather, you can do so right on the VNL Weather app, especially for tomorrow morning with that potential for rain. You can track that moving in and moving out for your plans that you have going on this weekend. So happy fall weekend and happy sky viewing coming up with the comets coming your way. And I'll continue to keep you updated on that as we go through this really cool celestial event.